Hi there. This is Rarogu, and today I would like to do a review of a game that I recently purchased. The game is called Grim Dawn. I've played it for about 40 hours, and after playing it for 40 hours and getting a grasp of what Grim Dawn is all about, I was so satisfied, I still am so satisfied with the experience of Grim Dawn that I want to do a review. I want to take a look at what it is, to give it to you guys, and hopefully encourage you to play it if you want a good experience. So Grim Dawn, what is it? Grim Dawn is basically a role-playing game, RPG. And in that game, you walk around, you kill monsters, and you go through a story. That's as basic as it gets. However, Grim Dawn has so much detail to it, so much character to it, that I would like to dedicate just a few minutes to take a look at it. It's difficult to cover everything. One video is not enough. I will probably make a series about Grim Dawn and describe certain aspects of it in depth. And today I just want to give a look-see of what you have. So the setting of Grim Dawn in the timeline is around 17 to 1800s in terms of technology, but then you put in magic, mysticism, and invasions from other worlds into the human domain, so to speak. It is set in a world called Karn, I think Karn or Cairn. If I take a look at the map, right, we are currently, this is the starting location. I've created a level 1 character and got 1 level point in order to showcase the skill tree. So you start from here, and in the original game, there is no Corvan Basin area. This is the expansion area. The original game only has the Cairn portion. So, to give you an idea of how massive that game is, I have a character that I've played for about 40 hours, and I have not reached Sorrow Bastion. I've only done a little bit of work in Homestead. Well, a lot of work in Homestead right about here, which I will showcase later. And I have, let's see here, I think I have cleared the Burrowwitch estates. So from until about here. So it's fair to say that where my cursor is right now, just a little bit above the Cairn line, is what I've explored with my first character. And there is so much more to go. So in here there's this Crown Hill, is I suppose the this is the first expansion that you get, this area until here. And then I think the original game probably goes toward the Bastion of Chaos. It's my assumption that you get 2 Bastion of Chaos in the original game, and then the game ends, right? Then you have the expansion for Malmuth, and then the next expansion, which is the Corvan Basin, which is kind of the tacked on. I have only explored the starting area with my other character, like the conclave of the three, to get, you know, a starting mobility skill. So Grim Dawn is massive in terms of its scale, and when you play this game, you are guaranteed to have hundreds of hours of entertainment. As I said earlier, this one video is not going to be enough to cover everything about Grim Dawn, or just the basics of Grim Dawn. Every single aspect that I talk about deserves a separate video. So one thing about Grim Dawn that gripped me, one of the things about Grim Dawn that gripped me, is the class system and the combat system. What is the combat system or the class system in Grim Dawn? Let me just touch upon that for a second. When you get your first level, so right now my character is level 2. I just ran around for about 5 minutes and got my first skill point. Let's take a look at the character. You have your, you know, weapon and your main hand, your offhand, helmet, 2 rings, an amulet, a relic, a medal, and, you know, belt, boots, gloves, shoulders. All that's pretty standard stuff. And if you're an experienced RPG player and you look at this sheet, right? If you look at resistances, for example, that should already tell you that the amount of the types of damage is very, very complex. So it's not that it's difficult to grasp. It's not. It's just huge. You get many different monsters and monster types that you get to fight against. And you can build a character that deals just about any of those damage types. So there are a total of 10 of them. And when you level up, when you get your first skill point, you get to decide, who do you want to be? Do you want to be a soldier, demolitionist, occultist, nightblade, arcanist, shaman, inquisitor, necromancer, or an oath keeper? In the original Grim Dawn game, which is currently on sale on Steam, by the way, 75% off, which is why I got it. And then a friend of mine gifted me the expansions. So when I got the original game, I looked at what I want to do, and I said I want to play as a shaman. When you get into the shaman skill tree, you get to decide, or any class skill tree, right? You get to decide, what do you want to do? What do you want to be? And in my case, I decided that I want to be a two-handed weapon wielding character, right? Before I decided how do I want to play, I'm like, all right. I asked myself, what do I want to do? And I said, I want to wield a two-handed weapon. And after looking at the classes that are given to me, shaman worked best for that at the time. So that's what I picked. And I will show my shaman to you a little bit later. So when you pick a class, you can, or when you get a level point, right, you can click you need to pick the points into that particular class, and then as you add the points, this unlocks points in the skill tree. So what you can do is you can plan your path of how you're going to level, what you're going to do, which makes it very interesting and very well done. So what happens when you choose to change your mind and you go, all right, I've played this for a while, but I want to I want to change from a shaman to, let's say, from like a two-hander wielder to a magic user. There is a way in Grim Dawn to reclaim your skill points. It's relatively easy to do. Undo the class, pick a different specialization, pick a different class. Let's say you want to be a Nightblade, like a rogue, or a necromancer that summons the undead. You reclaim your skill points, and then you just put them right back into the skill tree. You do need a little bit of currency, but that's not a big deal. So, for those of you who like games like Sacred and Diablo and Path of Exile, and when I say Diablo, I mean any of the Diablo games, right? Grim Dawn is, I'd say, it's a mixture between Sacred, or let's say for the modern people, it's a mixture between Diablo and Path of Exile. In terms of the skill tree, it's very well done. So once you pick your specialization, what's next? You can also pick your devotion, right? And what is devotion? Devotion is a collection of specializations based on the affinities that you want to do. So there is Ascendant, Chaos, Eldritch, Order, and Primordial. When you start the game, you may pick one of them at the starting wheel, which then unlocks the next step in your progression. So if you want to do Primordial, which is right along the shaman path, you pick one. You pick this item on the crossroads, then you go into your sailor's guide, and then you progress down the skill tree and pick some out, whichever one you want, whichever suits your play style, and then you go to your ultimate ability, which in this case, or ultimate constellation, it's called constellation, right? You get to improve your damage. So Spear of the Heavens Spear of the Heavens skill has to do with improving your lightning damage and your ether damage, right? Or mostly it's about lightning type. So I hope you can see that the complexity of Grim Dawn in terms of skill system is huge. That's why I'm saying it's not enough for the one video. I'm just kind of showing the basics. There is so much to do there. Gosh, I love this. Alright. So what else can you do here? When you pick your class and you pick your devotion and you plan out your build, you can basically mix and match. If you start playing as a necromancer and you max out your skills, after that you pick a second class and you combine the two, which I will show shortly. One of other attractive features of Grim Dawn is the user manual. You can take a look at what does what in this area. If you want to look at assigning skills, augmenting, blacksmithing, devotion shrines, etc. The manual in Grim Dawn is very informative. It's really good. And there is a lot of lore in the game. I don't have any lore here yet because it's a fresh character, but there is a ton that you can read and immerse yourself in the story. It's very well done. It's very well written. You feel like you're a part of this world when you play this. let me switch the character and go to the character that I have played for about 40 hours and tell you a little bit about it so that you have a better perspective of what it is. So this is my character. It is a warder, and the reason why it's a warder is because I've leveled up my shaman completely, or this particular type of shaman. It is a primordial strike shaman, which basically, you know, hits people with lightning and does a whole bunch of cool stuff. So, you know, I improved my resistances and found some cool looking gear. And it's okay. And I'm enjoying the story. So here it is, right? This is how much I've explored, right? After 40 hours. I have a great deal to go. Like the question marks is where I haven't been. And if I remember right, your maximum level is 100. So I have gained 18 out of 55 points of devotion. This is the skills that I've currently gotten, the constellations that I've currently activated. And I've chose soldier as my second class, and I'm working on that. Really, really cool. So in terms of your items, there are many tiers of items ranging from basic to magic, and then your rare, and then your epic, and etc. So I have like one legendary, or not epic, but legendary armor. I have one legendary armor. Most of the other items are epic, but some of them are rare. You can mix and match so much in this game. One of the other great things about Grim Dawn is the fact that you can be a mace wielding shaman and a, you know, wielder of elements, but if you wish to be a gunslinger that, you know, shoots other arbalests or guns or whatever, you can do that. If you want to be a dual wielder, fine. If you want to be a one-hand weapon user, that's fine. If you want to wield a sword and a shield, that also works. I am going to be playing Grim Dawn a lot, for sure. So the stash system in Grim Dawn is wonderful. There is auto sorting. You can purchase a lot of stash tabs with the currency that you collect, which is iron, and you can basically gather resources for crafting that you can later use for your other characters. You can transfer items between your characters. There's no restriction on that. Well, almost no restriction, but still. The progress you make with your first character is going to make it possible for you to enhance the experience of the next characters that you play with. Another thing about Grim Dawn and skills and building your character is, and just managing your character, that I really like, is the fact that they have a search bar. If I type in lightning, I can see which constellations have lightning related skills. Or if I type in chaos, this is what deals with chaos, right? The red dots is what deals with chaos, right? So you can plan out what is it that you want to build your character around. It's so well done. You also can filter your loot if you want. Like when you run around and kill your monsters, if you don't want certain items to appear on the ground for you, so it's easier for you to pick items up. You can do that as well. So Grim Dawn is very well designed. I shall reiterate again that the story is massive. Like the amount of time that you can play is massive, and for even the basic game, getting it for about $10, less than $10, is so good. Even if you pay $20 for it, it's definitely well worth it. The variety of build is great. The story is complex. The characters are fun to interact with. Lines of dialogue are pretty good. I highly recommend that you check out Grim Dawn. And I will be making more videos about Grim Dawn and about the characters that you can build. I hope that this little intro to the game make you at least enticed to try it out, to check it out. And you can watch me play it on twitch.tv/Rarugu, and you can ask me questions about it, and I can help you build a character if you want. We can play together later on if you want. Right now I'm playing solo because I want to go through the story solo, and then I'll be playing with other people. But yeah, Grim Dawn is amazing. It is made by Crate Entertainment, I think. If you would like something complex and intricate and fun to do with your time, then check it out. I will leave the link to the Grim Dawn page for Steam in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed my review. I will see you online soon enough, and I hope we get to play Grim Dawn together. If you have any questions about Grim Dawn, or you would like me to play a certain type of character or class, stop by my channel and make some suggestions. And after I am done playing through the campaign solo and playing with my warder, I will definitely consider it. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this teaser about Grim Dawn and what it is, and how to play it. And I will see you online. Good luck, have fun, and take care. Bye now.